All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we can do today to help you out as much as we can. Please get a tablet and a pen. Always write down today's date. It is crucial we look at time zones and we look at what we're trying to do and timelines as well. You see, I've had 5 people waiting since 10 o'clock, probably Central Time. But this is every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and on Saturday, 9 o'clock in the morning. So let's understand what we get to do today. I want to rebuild people. It's not easy. The ultimate goal is what we're trying to do and try to accomplish. See, everybody wants the Lamborghini. They want the $100 million building. Well, I obtained it. If I can do it, so can you. So let's think about this today. If you got that tablet and a pen, you write things down I tell you to do, guess what's going to happen? We're all going to follow through. Isn't that a concept? So no pictures, no recording. Now remember, like I said, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. Now I don't use clip art. Those are things I obtained along the way. Just a couple goodies. From there, as we do things, well, I want you to think of what I did for me. I learned a long time ago to focus on rich and famous people. How'd they get that money? What did they do? You see, the reality today is going to be up to you. Structure is the key as we build our future. I'd like you to think about looking at today, look at the past, the roller coaster of faith and persistence. Everybody wants the American dream, but there's rules and tools. Me, 750 score. That's where I got that big building, the Lamborghini, the $5 million mansion, and the $1 million yachts, and the boats too. See, everyone can do this. There's no secret. It's just the rules and the tools how to play. Now, it doesn't matter if you want a Harley Davidson, a Mercedes, you want the biggest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor like I had. Simple. But I have to rebuild you. That's the focus. We have to analyze and see what needs to be done. So if you want that 100,000, we're going to fight for it. After we get that, the rest of it's easier. Getting that first 100,000 to $1 million, that's the hardest thing to do. But from there. So here's the thing. If you allow me to add you to my system I created years ago, and I've been teaching and preaching for 44 years. I'm the guy that got lucky to train Ken Yarborough, security chief at Tier W in a Spear, and became a Spearian from there. Ultimate goal. More goodies. See, if you want the American dream, you're going to have to learn rules and tools. But I can't tell you anything I can do for you until I analyze you. Now, I can say the average day is 90 working days. And that's probably true. But if I don't tell you what you need to do on your part, it's not going to happen. There's the ultimate goal. So let's think about this today. 1,000 steps to millionaire, and then you learn to be a certified CFO. See, a title is just one thing. Knowledge is what makes you a certified CFO, the knowledge and the rules and the tools. My legacy is at Ray Reynolds University. From here, what I always like to do, when I brought in that $2.6 billion of corporate structure when I was 26, I wanted to do everything for free. Nobody wanted to play with me unless they had skin in the game. So in most of my programs is I want to give you back 100% or times 10 your money, your investment. And that's most of the programs for all of you. So let's think about this today. So if you invest in a program and I can build credit as a bonus for you, up and away to give you 100% back to maybe times 10. See, I want you to focus on a corporation today and divisions. I want you to think about something. Wherever you're at today, whatever city, whatever state, look around you. Think about what the cities do. Think about the banks and the grocery stores, how they're set up, how rich and famous people don't pay tax. It's simple. It's a corporation. It's a management company, managing entities and divisions. So if we look at, let's say, Bank of America, that banked up over 4,000 locations. They got rid of locations, got a tax credit for the decision. See, no one at the banks, trying to guarantee credit. They did it on the SS4. How about Chase Bank? How about U.S. Bank? How about Wells Fargo? You see, they have the right to make business decisions because a corporation's a legal person. The next one we can think about is Sam's Club. Maybe Geico, maybe some cities. 11 cities have filed bankruptcy so far. They wiped out the debt and they stayed in business. So the basic thing we need to do in this overview with you is teaching number 1. Let's talk about stop bringing the pain home. That's what most people do. They jack up their personal credit, they get stuck, they can't write out diddly squat, and then they're going to get messed in the back in the corner. That's no fun. So if we focus on stop bringing the pain home, become a certified CFO, and reprogram our brain into millionaire status. All right, and I'm going to say it's my blueprint, and I'm going to say it's see it, believe it, go get it. See, everything I've ever wanted, I'd see it, make a list, pray, and go get it. I don't have excuses. All right, the ultimate goal is going to be up to you. 14th Amendment of the Constitution. I think that's where people screwed up. Probably you. You didn't realize a corporation's a legal person. Has more rights than you and me for the last 153 years. So the thought of the week is pretty simple. We're running out of time. What does that mean? The year's almost over. See, time is passing us by. When you look at the past, all right, you got to look at the good and the bad. The roller coaster of faith and persistence. I'll bet you some of you spent thousands on crap didn't work. I'll bet you've been ripped off by friends and family too. We got to focus what you're trying to do for you. So let's think. Check what needs to be done now. Now. Ultimate goal. See, most people are afraid to try. But if they do, then they roll the dice. Then they hold themselves back. And then they think they can't accomplish the goal. I think the biggest problem with most of you, you hold yourself back. The bottom line is structure. Let's think about a corporation. If you have a corporation, my opinion, it should be a management company. If not, when they sue it, they sue you. Corporation managing divisions, subsidiaries, I call that the line of defense. That's just where you get a second chance in case you screwed this up. Plus, you shouldn't screw up this in the first place. You see, when you jack up your personal cards and get stuck, you didn't give yourself a second chance. The ultimate goal. So the bottom line is structure is the key to stop bringing the pain home. As we play the game, we got to put all our ducks in a row. I think most people, unfortunately, they follow like sheep. They get told what to do and they don't ask questions, they don't ask the word why. I think maybe you ought to think about one of your friends and family member. Maybe an attorney or CPA that got you a corporation if you got one of those today. What did you learn? Nothing. You learned diddly squat. Sorry. You spent thousands on a piece of paper that's actually free. So we have to start learning for ourselves. The ultimate goal is to open your eyes and look behind the curtain. You see, I'm the incorporator for rich and famous people, homeless people, people coming out of prison too. Ultimate goal, I can rebuild almost anybody as long as they follow through. So let's think about today. When you start a business, most of you probably have one. What did you do? You sit around the kitchen table with your friends and family and you decided to start a business. And the bottom line is, oh goody! Then you got all excited. Then you looked at each other, where are we going to get the money? Well, let's do like the typical people do, following like a bunch of damn sheep. Let's jack up the credit. Let's get stuck. Let's screw it up. Let's hawk our house. And let's bring the pain home because we're a bunch of dummies. Sorry, did you do that? Did I say that out loud? You see, you never had to bring the pain home in the first place. I don't understand. I've been teaching and preaching for 44 years. Where you been? Write down today's date. Focus. Okay, that's only a $5 million mansion and a couple $1 million yacht. This is one out of many. So let's understand today. Write down today's date. I want you to write down today's date and project 90 working days. We might readjust the due date, but we're going to chase the dream. We're going to go get it this time. Now, the Millionaires Founders Kit, I wrote that years ago. I sold at the Bonaventure for $5,000 a set every Wednesday night for 32 years. All right, the Bonaventure. From there, the real estate system, I got millions of properties as well. How about become the bank? I wrote that when I was the largest registered agent for Nevada. Sold more Nevada Corps than anybody on the planet to this day. So you can get all those books and CDs for $1,000, or if you invest $1,000, I'll give them to you for free. Ultimate goal. See, starting a business, oh my goodness. It's like you're blindfolded, falling off the cliff. Are they going to catch you? Are they going to push you down? Employees, suppliers, and creditors. It's not easy, but it's worth it. So let's think about today. I said time's running out. It's almost gone. We have 19 days left of this year. That gives us 14 working days. Now, why is it important about the days? All I care about is a division or a court being filed in 2022. I don't care where you filed the darn thing, because the filing is proof it was born. It's kind of like a birth certificate, and no one can take that away from you. So my journey wasn't as easy as it sounds. I got born in a taxi. All right, she didn't want me on the way to Guardian Hospital. Your journey today can begin with me if you want to. The ultimate goal. What I do every day, I'm up at 2:25 every morning. After getting off my knees, thanking God for another day, I do a mirror test. I put myself in check. See, I didn't get a mommy and a daddy like most of you. I don't got a family. Who am I going to ask for help? Come on. It's ridiculous. But what do? I put myself in check. I ask myself, have I completed everything I need to? There's more to be done. Most of you, unfortunately, you ask your friends and family. All right? And they kind of cloud your direction. I'd like you to think about see it, believe it, go get it. The ultimate goal. Yes, we all have a sad story to tell. When I was begging on the pier at 3 years old, eating out of a trash can, nobody gave a damn about me. My first coma, I was 5.5. I was crippled for life. But Jesus said, get up. I got up. Last coma, I got to die and come back and help you. Isn't that fun? Doesn't matter if I'm worth millions and billions of dollars. I got 3 yachts in my backyard. Where you park yours? We took a group of people out to watch the fireworks, and my wife wanted to do that too. The next day, I'm in a coma. My tax attorney stole my life. The nurse asked my wife if I was a donor. The bottom line is I got a choice to stay in peace or go back, and I said go back that day. You see, it's a mindset what you put yourself through. See it, believe it, go get it. Now, I've been knifed 6 times, all right, because I had to move 24 times. I'm 11.5 years old. I got to go to school in Watts, Torrance, Hawthorne, all the good areas. But me, I'd rather die than walk away from a fight. So the difference is I've been shot twice and knifed 6 times. And I'm still here trying to help you. You going to pay attention today? I got a book coming out next year called Jesus is Not a Drive-Thru. You see, I believe being a Christian is a way of life, not just a moment in time. Ultimate goal. Let's show you some goodies. Let's see if I can help you get past go. Lamborghini collection, Duffy mansions. How about that I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981? I just wanted to prove white men do jump and stupid people say we don't. There's a lot of dummies in this world today. Stop following them, please. From there, how about race boats in the backyard, helicopters, U-Dogs, yachts? How about some Ferraris? You see, you got a choice to listen and learn. Ray's rules. I can rebuild anybody as long as they do what they're asked to do. Please. So we're going to always basically use my blueprint. See it, believe it, go get it. So let's think about today. I want you to write down section 611. Write down section 611. They say you can rebuild your credit yourself. And I think it's about 90% true. About 10% you need to learn to listen to a couple rules and tools too. So let's write down section 611. All right, credit repair is a fraud. Be careful. Federal Trade Commission says it's a fraud every day. Now, here's Lexington Law, creditrepair.com. They have 757 complaints as of this morning. They have 4 government agencies chasing. They say this is on the BBB. You can verify it too. But don't always trust the Better Business Bureau because they were indicted in 2013. I think they're a scam too. But again, that's up to you. The next thing is I'm just going to say be careful. LifeLock. Mark started that years ago. It's a client of mine. All right, that's nice. And they're all over the place. That's nice too. But they've been indicted 6 times. Their last indictment was $100 million. So here's another thing to be careful about today. Ultimate goal is going to be up to you. So Federal Trade Commission says credit repairs are fraud. See, the problem is you think they have a magic wand. Mine's broken. Can I borrow yours? See, magic wands is BS. It's kind of like having Santa come to your house. He never came to my house. That fat guy never gave me a present. I didn't have a family as a kid. So I want to celebrate Jesus, not that fat guy in the red suit. But that's just me. Oh, well, what can I say? You see what the credit repair companies do, and you probably write silly letters to the credit bureaus. They only store information. You're trying to trick them. That usually pisses the creditor off. And then your score goes down. I thought your goal was to get it to a 750 and above. So if you really want to understand, you got to be part of the program. All right, here's somebody wrote a little note. Are you for real? I've been ripped off by Lexington Law and creditrepair.com. I even bought a book about credit repair from that one that had basically what's his face on the T. What's his face? Okay, all right. Well, that book was actually stolen from me and rewritten with their BS on it. Because winning the credit game, I own the rights to that too. Well, I can rebuild anybody if they do what they're told to do. So reality is I've been around 44 years. So I'm sorry you got ripped off by those companies. But let's see if I can help you today. Okay, so back to this. The only thing that works is if you're part of the program. You see, you have to understand about focus, about debt, what you did to yourself. And we have to teach you how to play the game. Because it's a game to learn to win. Let's give you the first 25 steps today. Just some goodies I obtained too. So let's go to annualcreditreport.com, raisecredit.com. I don't care where you get your report numbers. I just want the report numbers to the credit bureaus. From there, I want to do one thing after you get that step number one. I want to analyze your credit. I want to see exactly what you did. And please disclose everything you did. Sometimes people forget to tell me certain things, and it's like, what are you doing? If I get to analyze you and tell you what you need to do in 24 hours, all right, will you do your part, please? See, that's how you get a 750 score. In 90 working days, you got to do your part while I do my part. We got to wait for the credit system update all the time, too. But again, it's obtainable. Why don't you get out your Social Security card today? I'd like you to look at it. I'd like you to look at the application in front of you, too. The application for credit, for application for a Social Security card. Now, why did we get one? We were told to because we're sheep. See, the SSN equals a 1040 tax return. That's all it's for. When you read your Social Security card, it usually says, do not laminate, don't use for ID purposes, and do not carry with you. All right? And the bottom line says Property U.S. Administration, not you, as a government agency, by the way. So it says do not use for ID purposes, but you wrote it on an application, right? Did you break the rules? By the way, when it says government agency, that's IRS. So if we read the card front and back, and we understand it's for a 1040 tax return. That's all it was for. But now we're stuck with that. Okay, we can rebuild that, not a problem, but you got to know the rules and the tools how to play. So the bottom line is, years ago, you remember when you get your first paycheck? That first job, everybody remembers that. Your first paycheck was missing money. See, you didn't realize until they actually got their cut. IRS gets their cut, you get the leftover. That's how it works. SSN equal 1040 tax return. You got a paycheck, they get their cut for your hard work, you get the leftover, and then you have to survive, and you can't write it off almost diddly squat. Wah, wah, what are we, bunch of wah, wah? We're basically sheep and ducks. That's what I look at it. But it's a choice. See, I don't think you paid attention to the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, where it says a corporation's a legal person. All right, that allows an SS4. All right, SS4, SSN. The SS4 is the only thing that allows credit purposes in the first place. SSN does not. But again, let's go through that in little details too. We get an SSN. That's for the 1040 tax return. We get one chance to try. 9 out of 10 people screw it up. From there, you get an SS4 equals 1120. It's a corporation. And if the corporation gets sued, they sue you. Well, where's my line of defense? It's called divisions. I created in 85 and 86. So if your Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank, your cities, your grocery stores, your rich and famous people have a parent company managing companies, even when they screw up, they get to write off on their taxes. Kind of like Geico did when they ran out of California this year. So if you take the time to create a line of defense, and that's where divisions come in place, your corporation's a management company, and if you screw up a division, you go get another one, another one, another one, another one, and you get another chance to try. Unfortunately, you didn't play the game. You brought the pain home. I want you to use my blueprint, please. I'd like you to write down SSN SS4, filing one tax return under the IRS 1244. So you can file one tax return, under the IRS 1244 and almost pay no tax at all, knowing the rules and the tools how to play. Unfortunately, most people chose to be a sheep using an SSN because someone told them to. I'd like to look at the SS4 as well and fly like an eagle. So now that you use an SSN, we have to rebuild you to be a CFO. No problem. That way it's for the corporation or the divisions. At the same time, I'd like to do a division of you under an SS4 if you allow me to. That way I like you to choose wisely, have more chances to try and more chances to win. And don't bring the pain home again. Very simple to do. From here, as we look at this today, we go back to that application for a Social Security card. We read line 1 this time, we pay attention. Name to be shown on card, full name of birth other than above, other names you use. So the SSN was designed for the 1040 tax return, and in the corner there it says SS5. That's what it's for, that's the application. See, that's IRS. Now if we take the time and dissect the SS4, alright, it's a corporation, a division, or subsidiary. In line 1, it says legal name of entity or individual person. So that means you could set up a tax ID with your name on it. If you choose to, I'd have it connected to a corporation, but that's just me. Line 9, reason to apply. You see right there it says banking and credit purposes. So the only form that really allows for banking and credit purposes was an SS4 to even to this day. And that way you can get one per entity. See, I'll give you a statement of guarantee. I'll rebuild you 100% as long as you allow me to, and you do what I ask you to do, and you follow through. Anything else isn't going to work, sorry to say. Violation, please don't do that. Don't apply for credit. Don't jack up credit cards during the program. If you do, you call 800-510-3338. You talk to the floor manager. His name is Santos. We got to see what you did. Maybe we have to charge you another fee, or we got to close your case and say, done. See, we have to understand, and so do you. You have to be responsible for your actions, so don't screw it up. From here, if you have to negotiate a debt, please do. But it's up to you. From there, you got an IRS problem? All right, it's irs.gov. You download a form called 656 433 A and B. Past should never chase future. But again, I believe there's a solution for almost everything. Your choices are simple. Rapid refresh. I created rapid scoring, rapid refresh 38 years ago. What it does is it kind of pushes things to the side, pushes scores up to create some green lights. We might have to juggle here and there to play, steal from Peter to pay Paul, make Mary happy. Again, life's a juggle in your credit, and if you screwed it up, we have to juggle a little bit too. Ultimate goal, let's look at this person here. See, this person doesn't have bad credit. Problem is they stayed at a 651 for 4 years. I got a hold of the client and I said, okay, what are you doing here? You have 3 accounts you use, the other 3 accounts you don't use. Why is that? My attorney and my CPA told me not to use them. Okay, so you've got a 651 for 4 years. You haven't balanced your debt. You jacked up here and you jacked up here. See, zero balances doesn't help you get credit. It helps you get little limits. So what I told this person to do is basically balance the debt. They got 132 points. It did take 46 working days. You see, there's green lights here. There's no green lights over here. Then we popped them credit right away, creating the green lights that you need to have. Next thing is, here's someone who's in a bankruptcy. They just completed their Chapter 7. Is discharge. Okay, a 586, a 594. They have no credit. So I popped them a credit. Understand, I'm an affiliate, 119 creditors. I'm allowed to use my history to pop a card for you. This person was told he might need an open sky. Let me try instead. I tried, got him a card, so I don't need an open sky. Okay, so I got him the first builder card. Then we get him second and third one. Up, and away to a 750 score. This person has 11 collection accounts, all screwed up everything, even late on their house payment and their car payment. I still get them $3,000 to build them up and away. You see, getting the 750, there's a science behind the madness. But you got to be part of the program. Silly people writing stupid letters and not solving problems, it doesn't go away. So again, it's going to be up to you. Now, the next thing you might think about, if you really want to get that score up, and away, if you have a collection account open, why don't you negotiate the collection account that's open and solve the problem? Get your debt to ratio of 25-29% and make sure you add a wrapper rescore, because that'll make your score go up, and away. See, the responsibility is you, and some people just don't want to be responsible for their debt and what they screwed up. Sorry, you screwed it up, not me. But I can help you get to 750 score. Then I can basically show you a Christmas special. Simple. We're going to basically add a wrapper rescore. We're going to build your credit reports, all 3 of them. We're going to stick you in classes on Saturdays as many times you want to go for 90 days. From there, we're going to guarantee you 750. And normally we're going to charge you $999, $1,000. These credit repair flakes charge $100+ a month for 2 or 3 years. But again, I want to give you credit back to you, up to $500 cash card. Is that okay? During the broadcast, all right, I want to discount it half price for you. Okay, happy holidays, $4.99. That card actually reimburses you. You got your money back too. And all you got to do is make sure you show up on Saturday morning for the class, all right, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Take a picture of Zelle today. Why? Because we take payments by Zelle, Ray Reynolds recipient, ray@raisecredit.com, bank transfer, deposit, or wire. From there, I don't want your credit card. Say you get hacked how many times. You get assigned a specialist. The specialist is to hold your hand, get you through the process and the paralegals, and get you back to my class to meet. If you refer 5 people and they sign up, I'll build you up to $10,000 of credit. Now, here's something I need you to do. Can you please write down this phone number, 888-567-8688? I'd like you to opt out for 5 years. It'll help you get off the national mailing list you add yourself to. That's how you get robocalls and junk mail, by the way. Next, I'd like you to think about planning the problem. That way you're prepared the next time. From here, I want you to write down safety credit. Every card you have in your personal wallet needs a sticky. You write down the limit. You maintain 25% always. You never go past 29%. That builds your line of defense, by the way. The ultimate goal. So, all dashboards, because I designed it this way for Yarborough years ago, 0 to 29 is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. So the sticky is going to help you get the discipline you've been lacking all along. Okay, step number 5. Next thing we got to play, you got to balance your debt. Then I'm going to hear the excuse, Ray, I need the money, I can do it. Stop it. Okay? I've been shot twice, 96 times. I died in the coma, came back to you. I don't want to hear a bunch of whiny babies. This is time you man up, you woman up, and you rebuild. And you go get the American dream this time. Quit falling like sheep. Okay, I had 12 garage sales in Huntington Beach. I got cited 3 times. Okay, how bad you want something? There's a science behind the madness. When you lose your job, have an emergency, what do most people do? They run out of time, they run out of money, and the next thing is they jack this up. Why would anybody jack up personal credit, bring the pain home, and get stuck when they could have had a division of a corporation and never brought the pain home in the first place? You see, the average person wastes $50 every other day, probably you. So let's understand something today. You need money, they tell you no. You ask your friends, your family, the bank, they all say no. So why don't we think about some common sense? Here's a $5,000 card in my hand. If I max the sucker out today, the payment's $50 a month. So what the average person wastes every other day, they could have maintained a safety credit card, had some discipline. The lack of discipline is why people screw up their credit usually. Also, they say you waste $140 a week. If I take $50,000 off of a corporate credit card, all right, the payment's $612.26, what the average person wastes in a given month. So if we use some common sense and basically learn rules and tools, and bottom line, get 2 pizzas during a drive-thru, all right, with a drive-thru during a pandemic, using some common sense. So let's think today. Reaching your goal, it's a pain in the ass. Is it easy? No. Is it worth it? Yes. Believe in yourself. Me, I believe in God, and I believe in me. When I was a little boy kicking the door jam, people thought I was crazy. When I start kicking the basketball, they went, whoa! You see, white men do jump. Just stupid people say we don't. I've accomplished every goal I've had ever. The only next goal I want to do is be in front of thousands of people at a time. Now write down Ray's rules again. See, Nixon took the gold standard out, and most people didn't pay attention to that too. If we write down Ray's rules today, write down $100,000 of credit and a couple cards, and we only use 29%, that would give us $71,000 of safety in case blank hit the fan, lost your job or pandemic, right? So this is safety. You want to live off your credit. I get you a card for $10,000. I want you to tell me it's worth $2,900. There's that 29%. When you use your personal credit to jack it up to start a business, I'm sorry, I call that silly and dumb. When we use corporate credit, we get to write off the interest rate in the credit card. If we basically win, we absorb the taxation. If we lose, we get rid of a division, like Bank of America, Chase, B of A, grocery store, cities, rich and famous, and then we get a tax credit. Why would anybody want to bring the pain home in the first place? Have your cake and eat it too. Ray's rule, step number 7 today. Become a certified CFO and stop bringing the pain home. Simple to do. See, there I am dead. Why don't you Google the address? See, I might make it easy. I might make it sound good. And it will be good if we work our tails off for it. You see, I think the devil's trying to knock us down and hold us back. God's delays are never God's denials. So the NACB certified one person on the planet, signed by the ex-security for TRW and Sperian, is the consultant for business and personal credit. It was me. We get to have fun. How about we take your personal life when we break even? Anything above that goes in the corporation. From there, you learn to balance your debt. That's what we're talking about all through this program here today. Next thing is we have a corporate credit life. Corporation's a legal person. Why don't we get 10 cards per entity? So that's $100,000 to $1 million of credit. See, it's not legal accounting advice. It's just my blueprint trying to help you. Ultimate goal. It's going to be up to you again. See it, believe it, go get it. So the 100,000, building it up and away, not a problem. But again, up to the million, that's the next step. It's not easy. So special for you today. Simple. $100,000 build-up usually $10,000, 10%. Today you save 60% on the 100, the 50, the 25. That's up to you. That's for current clients only. All right. From there, you have 18 expos coming next year. Maybe you'll think about the 4 points of income. Franchise, they stayed open during the pandemic. Maybe real estate, profit sharing, leveraging money. I just like to get you ready for next year if you allow me to. From there, we got to look at a corporation. Now, I was lucky while I was being used and abused as a kid. I paid attention. I wrote little notes. So here it is, Chapter 18. Read it, please. It says a corporation is a legal person. It may sue or be sued. But again, when I heard that at 7.5 years old, I wanted to know if there was a blueprint so I could build up something to get out of hell. So I went to the library next to the Torrance Police Department. I asked the librarian, what does this mean? She was rude. Finally came back, here's a McAfee, here's a bug. I wanted to kick her in the shins, but I read the book. But I found out there's no rules and tools. I went there for 2 years to create my blueprint. You've been looking for a blueprint all along. Why haven't you showed up here? Are these turned up? I don't get it. I sent away my money order to the Secretary of State of California. All right, and I got my corporation back called Helping Hand Industries. $100,000 of credit in the mail, named in the movie Dave. I was 9.5 years old, and I knew then all corporations are free. You just pay a filing fee. So let's be careful. SSN, that makes us a bunch of sheep and a bunch of ducks. So the bottom line is you're not supposed to use it for credit purposes anyway. From there, a corporation's a tax ID. But then the corporation gets sued. They sue me. Either way, I'm a duck. Ah! If you create the line of defense, that gives you the ability to get rid of a piece. Geico basically bankrupted 38 locations in California, fired everybody, and they're still on TV because they decided not to have locations in California. That's a business decision. They got a tax credit for that decision. Your banks do it. Your grocery stores, your cities, your rich and famous people. Why don't you? What's wrong with you? These aren't turned up? See, your line of defense was divisions in the first place. You decided to jack this up, get stuck. I think that's called silly and dumb, but that's just my opinion today. I don't bring the pain home like you. I'll be damned if I would do that to my family. Sorry. That's just how I feel. I paid 2 promises to myself as a kid. One, I'd never hold a baby unless it was my first child. And I kept that promise out of my 6 kids. Then I promised I'd basically know how to make sure I don't bring the pain home. Every step. So you got a choice today. I am an affiliate of 119 creditors. That means I'm allowed to set up a tax ID and a credit report for the corp and for the divisions. How much would you like? When I built credit for my cat years ago, that was fun. When Inc. magazine interviewed me, I said use plastic to finance your business. Cats have 9 lives. So should you. That's called the line of defense, ladies and gentlemen. Debt follows tax ID. So let's understand, if I get you a tax ID, if you allow me to, I set up the credit reports. Experian, Tranju, and Equifax. I get you some cash credit. I line you up for checkbook money. There's the ultimate goal for you. From there, there's 7 reasons why. Please write them down. No pictures. Why a corporation? Let's understand the truth. You get money coming to you, you're taxed, you get the leftover. That sucks. But a corporation gets to buffer tax. It doesn't pay tax till it has any leftover after it pays all the bills. Rich and famous people have lines of credit more than they bring in. So let's understand line of defense. Alright, they're cheap, multiple functions, buy at wholesale price, multiple credit reports, real estate, and separate liability. Your biggest problem is you. Every branch has basically a separate tax ID and a branch number. So is a grocery store, so is a city. Your biggest problem is you didn't learn to play. Well, me, I had to decide and I had to create it for all of you. Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. Debt follows tax ID. So here's the science behind it all. So what I did is I came up with a chart. You tell me your goals and I'll tell you how many divisions you need. If you say your ultimate goal is 100,000 to $1 million, it's 9 divisions. And I don't care where you file the damn thing. I just want it to be born, the filing fee. Then I move it around. That's why they use the word foreign corporation, foreign country, foreign state. All right, and you can move state to state too. I just want it filed. That's all that matters to me. Well, all right, $1 million of credit. We have to multiply it too. See, there's only 10 great creditors. What am I going to do? You got to create your line of defense. If a division screws up, you disconnect, isolate, and you bankrupt the damn thing, and you go get another one. You man up, you woman up. Because this is not easy. You think it's easy? Come on. All right, it's never been easy. If you allow me to get you a gold card, simple. It's got 2 limits, paid over time and then limited to $1 million. Then I'd ask you, would you like me to get you 9 more cards? That way you have $1 million to $10 million. Then I'd say put a piece of property in every division. How about a franchise? I'm opening basically Faizuli's Colombian Coffees. Every location is a division. Because I'm sure 1 out of 10 is going to screw up. But that's okay. If it does, I'm going to basically repossess the assets, go across the street, and bankrupt the piece and all the debt. That's called business, people. Specialty for you today. What I do on divisions is very simple. I give you a form. You give me 3, 4 names, 10 names, whatever you got. And then you give it back. We prepare the paperwork. We send it to you, sign it, mail it away. It comes back. Then you give me a copy. What do? I add 2,000 of history. I set up the files, Experian, Treasury, Equifax, and tax IDs. Now we're ready to build some credit. See, your problem is you took 3 years to try to put your credit file together years ago. And you didn't know the things you needed to know today, and you're learning more too. But again, reality is simple. 500 apiece, 1,500 for 3. Today, you can get a division of you, all right, for $199. 3 divisions with $10,000 of credit, $999. No credit, $499. 9 divisions, $20,000 of credit. Without the credit, $999. Now, this is only good during the broadcast. Ask the question after the broadcast. It goes back to normal price, which for 9 divisions, that's $4,500 with no credit. There's your Zelle bank transfer, deposit, or wire. See, you got 14 days left. I don't control time, neither do you. Ultimate goal, the reason I want now, the banks, they say if you're the owner now, 2022, in January, you're in your second year. Let's line it all up so we get some checkbook money. So I think your goal should be up to $1 million of credit cards and $5 million in checkbook money. That's what I think your goal should be. You decide, up to you. So if you don't know my schedule, I'm online 6 days a week. All right, usually in person and online at the same time. I got no excuses. And you've all wasted thousands, some didn't work. Isn't it about time we get down to the truth and the work to make it work for you? It's simple. January 27, 28, 29th. This is called setting the tone for 3 days. We're going to basically give you a gift today. We're going to basically tear apart all 18 books of mine, step by step for you. Level 1, 2, 3, specialty classes. $50,000 of credit. $14,000 of bonuses. Usually it's $10,000. Today it's $5,000. $4,999. If you don't want the bonuses, it's okay. Then it's $1,000 a day. You better sign up today. You're almost out of time. From there, this is called becoming what? The Ray Reynolds Millionaire, remember? What I want you to think about, this is a 6-month boot camp. 6 months. This allows you to allow me to interview and go on what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, the interview process already started with the first 25. That's all it's going to be in it anyway. It's to inventory you. It's to look at basically you and do a checklist. House, car, personal bank account, corporate bank account, credit cards, personal and business, goals, list, and steps. That interview is priceless to set up the tone what we're going to accomplish in 2023. From there, again, only 25 people get into this 6-month boot camp. Okay, we've got a couple left. If you don't do it today, you're probably out. The kickoff is still January 27, 28, 29th. Again, I want you in the 6-month boot camp. Now, we're also going to do a Zoom every 2 weeks. From there, we're going to do phone calls, like basically weekly, text, or whatever questions you have. Texting me and letting me answer your questions while you're trying to do things in business is priceless. I become your coach, my personal coaching, personal touch for you. 6 months of all classes and rapid rescore. This goal is $100,000 of credit. And when I build up $100,000, usually it's 10 grand. From there, the special for you is simple. You have the ability to reserve your chair today. You would Zelle. All right, the deposit is $5,000, 5 payments of $1,000. If you pay in full, you get a 10% discount. It's normally $20,000. From there, today it's 10. That's the 6-month boot camp. You're stuck with me. From there, there's your Zelle bank transfer deposit. Now remember, on top of all this, on Saturday, during my 10 classes that I have every Saturday, I have a class called Specialty. It usually is at 3 o'clock. It rotates, all 8 of them in rotation. This Saturday it's done on Bradstreet. All right, I charge $9.99 for 90 days of all classes. If all you want is the one class, it's $2.99 for that one class for you. It's a Zelle. In the message of the Zelle, you put what you Zelle for. That way it's easier for us to understand what you're trying to do. Now, this is the bank that says unsecured business line of credit. Up to $150,000, no tax return. But you got to be the owner this year and next year. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, U.S. Bank, Fed, Navy Fed, checkbook money. I think checkbook money should be up to $5.4 million. But it takes a corporate and a bunch of divisions. So you can line up the financing you're not going to get from your bank. All cash applications require a certified CFO. So a goal should be your corporation and your divisions each get $100,000 of cash credit and focus on the checkbook money. That way we can get more than $1 million. Now understand, when you use your personal credit to start a business and get stuck, all right, it kind of sucks. If you listen to me very carefully Borrow money is not taxable. We use corporate credit cards, write off the interest rate in the credit card in the line of credit. If we win, we absorb the taxation. If we lose, why don't you basically disconnect, isolate, incorporate? Can't save the division. Why don't you just bankrupt the damn thing, go get another one? See, when you retire, your bills never go away. Once you get your cake, you need it too, starting today. Ray's rules. So today, stand up. Put one hand up and say, SSN, I'm a sheep and I'm a duck. The other hand's SS4. I don't pay tax till I make a profit. IRS rules, people. Let's play by the rules. So if we take the time and look up IRS 1244, we can file one tax return for the SSN SS4 and almost pay no tax at all. See, your biggest problem is no one taught you how to play. If I write you a check for $1 million today, what are you going to do? Your tax attorney will tell you put in your personal account. I'm going to say that's stupid. You get the key 375. Why don't you put it in a corporation or a division of you, pay all the bills first, and then pay tax on the leftover? But that's up to you too. Thomas didn't listen to me. He won Survivor the first show. I told him that $1 million would basically leverage to $15 million. What did he do? Pissed it away. 3.5 years in federal prison, 10 years probation, screwed that up and went back again. See, again, the United States of America Incorporated. They set up 50 corporations called states. States set up corporations called cities. They created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy into the Federal Protection Act in case they wanted to what? Bankrupt the debt, stay in business? That's what they did. 11 cities have filed bankruptcy. You could play the same game and it's all public record. Your problem is you didn't pay attention. Now I want you to Google bankruptcy today. I need you to make a decision. Who's going to be the duck the next time blank hits the fan? Because life is a roller coaster of faith and persistence. Is it you and your SSN and your family? Or is it going to be SS4, Corp Division Subsidiary? Make a decision today. My dashboard says yes or no. Bottom line, I don't like inquiries. If you allow me to rebuild you, not a problem. What are we going to do? Rapid rescore. Next thing is special for you. All right, it's normally $9.99. It's cut in half today. $4.99, and you get a card for $500 back to you. Simple. You reimburse yourself. And don't forget the workshops on Saturday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want me to build you up to $1 million of credit, let me know. I still got to get you to go to class and pay attention. All right, because I need you to learn to be a qualified CFO. Here's the problem again. You paid an attorney, a CPA, or an incorporating service to do a corporation for you. You spent thousands for a piece of paper that was free. You didn't learn diddly squat. I learned they were free at 9.5 years old. So let's understand today. All right, all corporations are free in all 50 states. You pay a little filing fee. In California, they're waiving the filing fee till June of next year. Stop being a sheep. Learn what you can do for yourself. Simple. Starter package for a corporation. This is starter package for a millionaire. Let's rebuild the credit rapid score. 750 and guaranteed up boy. If you don't have articles also tax aid, let's give them to you for free. Put in setup level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's charge you $2,000, but then during the broadcast I was discounted in half. All right, so I can train you to be a CFO. Could you imagine? I'm doing all this. You're paying $1,000 and you piss that away every month, and I'm handing you $5,000 back to you. No one on the planet does what I do and does that for you besides me. It's better than being in Vegas. So what's your excuse now? You stubbed your toe? You got to go blow your nose? I mean, the bottom line is, there's no excuses. Okay, I get a little tired of excuses because I had to feed myself as a kid, eat out of a trash can, and that sucked. So I did enough research to find out I don't have to bring the damn pain home like you. And it's about time you learn the same rules for you too. And never forget Wednesday and Saturday, setup level 1. Millionaire in the making, $2,500. No, it's $5,000. Well, usually it is. But then I discount it to have priced at $24.99. And I give you $25,000 of credit back. What am I, crazy? 10 times your money back? You see, there's no excuses anymore. All you have to do is Zelle, put in the message what you Zelle for. See, you got to beat your debt, run your race. You're going to have to get out of your own way, please. Let me rebuild you. I can show you how to get past go every day. All the goodies. Even the mansions in the harbor. Race boats and yachts to say the Ray Reynolds University.com. Helicopters, Lamborghini, and buildings too. Now I want you to change your driver's license to P.O. Box, mail, and address, if you would, please. I want you to protect your privacy. All right, ultimate goal. Step 12. Number 13, I'm sorry. You bought the car you drive today your way, and I think your way sucks. You went to the dealership, got sweated for 5 hours, lost 5,000, got 9 inquiries. The paper you handed back to them, you could have wrote down allows 1 inquiry and took a picture. That's called setting the tone. I don't know why you didn't do that. But again, now you got 9 inquiries. Goody for you. See, that's the wrong way to buy a car in the first place. It should be fleet price, tax ID, division. Write it down. There's a procedure for everything. Okay, it doesn't show up on personal reports. I don't need gap insurance. It's a corporate car, and I'm a certified CFO. The registered owner being you, they sue you, they take everything you got. Being a division, they're going to get diddly squat. Why not? Planning the problem, stop bringing the pain home. Ultimate goal. So, understand, out of the millions and billions of real estate that I've obtained over the years, I put them under divisions if I lease them out. Why? I don't know who's going to sue me, slip and fall, and try to knock me down. See, it's lonely at the top. But the reality is, that's just been me, having fun. Now, your paycheck should be a break even with your house payment. Amazon didn't pay tax on that first 10 billion to trillion. Why would they pay tax? That makes no sense. They got a line of credit more than they bring in, so they don't pay tax at all. There's no loophole. They're doing what they're allowed to do. He used a line of credit to buy Twitter in 24 hours. He's got a spaceship. The other two got spaceships too. You could join the club and win the battle if you want to, but it's up to you. You get a specialist. All right, make sure they hold your hand. Run your life through a corporation or conjunction. That's what I would say. But it's going to be up to you. Pay tax, buy a Lamborghini. See, your paycheck's taxable income, right? You get the leftover after they get their cut, right? Then you pay car payment, gas, registration, insurance. Why don't you yell no and start driving a company car like I do? I love Lamborghinis and Ferraris. Step 17. Why don't you today go to irs.gov and get an SS4 form and look at line 10. It says banking and credit purposes. It's public record. Check it out, irs.gov, and get your own copy of your SS4. So you can find out I'm telling you the truth. You don't have to be a duck. Unless they sue you, you better duck. See, I'm sorry. Nixon took the gold standard out, and every woman from at the hospital that day, they get an SSN for the baby who goes in the stroller, the car seat, and goes home. See, rules and tools. Escrow close, homestead trust. So if you buy a house, it's not in a trust today. That's called dumb. They sue you, they take it away. You die, you're stuck in the probate, your family got diddly squat. So if I buy a house, it's escrow close, homestead trust. In the future, your trust should buy the house in the first place. But again, it's up to you. You hire the contractor to fix up a piece of property. Oh, goody. And what happens when the contractors, because they hire them for outside Home Depot, slip, fall, cut corners, and sue you, take everything you got. Well, my way, they get diddly squat. Why not? Look up your revocable trust today, step 19, but it's up to you. I want you to think about something. I hear it almost every day. Ray, I don't want to pay tax. I always say knock off the garbage. You can't play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess. If you did, you go back to irs.gov, you download a form called 656 of 433A and B. You get yourself back in the system. That is step 20 for you. From there, you should learn to be an OPM. Bottom line is you save up to 70%. You basically don't have a bill for 30 to 60, 90 days anyway. If you close escrow, you get $200,000 left over, what do? Most people kind of act like they're rich, piss it away, and they're broke the next day. I tell you, they'll use Ray's rules, leverage the money. Borrow money's not taxed, and we'll set up the line of defense. See, that $200,000 should have became $15 million plus in line of credit. But it's up to you. Step 21 called blackjack. So here's my office before I died in the coma. one technology driver rent spectrum up to $1 million a day, 3 locations in other states too. Got to be dead, gotten my life stolen, but then had to rebuild myself in front of the whole world. By the way, it took me 6 weeks to get $1 million. Okay, all right. So I have a backup for a backup. Always have a blueprint. Always believe it, see it, go get it. So yes, I always tell people what to do. Have no choice. 1,000 steps to millionaire and CFO. Bottom line is, I want you to understand something. You have 2 perfect credit cards on this planet that'll help you balance your debt. They don't use the 29% rule like all the other cards do. So let's understand, they have 2 limits. One is paid over time. You can max the sucker out to help you balance this over here. The other is unlimited up to $1 million. I build those for people every day. Ultimate goal, if you want me to, let me know. From there, checkbook money has to be a must. We got to get checkbook money, step 22. So let's understand, what's a corporation again? It's a legal person that may sue or be sued. So divisions and corps get credit. If you let me set up the line of defense for you, I can build credit reports for every division or every tax ID. 7 reasons why. Well, I think you should let me do the divisions for you. Since I wrote rules and tools, you don't know how to do them anyway. You might as well let me do it for you. So if I get you a card, all right, the ultimate goal, would you like 9 more? That way you get up to $1 million to $10 million of credit. From there, would you like a piece of property? Would you like a franchise? So I got 5 Zulie's Colombian coffee in each location. See, I like making money. I like not eating out of a trash can. Divisions usually 3 for $1,500. Okay, today it's 1 for $199, 3 for $999 with $10,000 of credit, $499 of no credit, 9 $20,000 of credit, $19.99 without credit, $9.99. So there you go. That's the day during the broadcast. You don't Zell now. Ray Reynolds recipient, RayRaceCredit.com. Call the office. I'd love to charge you the $4,500 of no credit because you took and wasted and you waited to do it. You should have did it now. 14 working days. I want checkbook money. I hope you want it too. My schedule is very simple. I'm online 6 days a week. Soon to be in person and online simultaneously. What happens is I've got Setting the Tone 3-day event coming up. January 27th, 28th, 29th. We're going to go through the Millionaires Founders Kit. Real estate, financial series, level 1, 2, 3, specialty classes for 90 days and $50,000 of credit. Normally $10,000. Today it's $4,999. If it is Zelle during this broadcast only. From there, if you don't want the goodies, you just pay $1,000 a day. Now, the Ray Reynolds Millionaire member, this is a 6 months boot camp. That means we start it, we basically go after it from there, and we do personal touch for 6 months and more. I got to do that interview. I got to make sure you understand. I'm going to do basically interview you and set up your inventory of you. See, we got choices: house, car, bank accounts, credit cards, personal business, goal lists, and steps. There's our goal. Only 25 people are allowed in this one. Couple spots left open for you for the 6-month boot camp. But again, the kickoff is 27, 28, 29. But you have to reserve your share now so I can start your interview right away for the 6-month program. We're going to have Zooms every 2 weeks. We're going to have phone, text, email, whatever it takes so you don't get stuck for that 6 months. Personal touch for me. But again, 6 months of all classes, rapid rescore. Up to $100,000 of cash credit as a bonus. And what it is, it's very simple. You can put $5,000 down, $1,000 a month, or pay in full and get a 10% discount. Normally a $25,000 payment. From today, it's $10,000 to you. Ultimate goal, that's a 6-month boot camp with me. And it's a Zelle. Put in the Zelle what you Zelle for. If you don't Zelle, you might miss the opportunity for you. What are you willing to lose? Family never. Corporate, they sue you. Divisions, as far as I'm concerned. If we play chess today, we both lose pieces on both sides. But at the end of the day, my way, we both get checkmate. Step 23. Ultimate goal referrals. 5 sign up. You get up to 10,000 of credit. Reach the dream. Think to be the impossible. Ray's rules, making millionaires, corps, and divisions for years, and training them to be the qualified CFO they need to be. Using that blueprint. Very simple today. I add for all the clients up to 250,000 of history ready to go. From there, your goal is if you want 100,000, 50 or 25 today, it's a 60% discount for that build up. But again, it's during the broadcast only. So if I rebuild your credit, ultimate goal, I analyze you, I show you how you get the American dream, and we can build it together too, but see it, believe it, go get it. And what we got to understand is never have joint credit. Buy a house, escrow, close, homestead, trust. See, a corporation is just a piece of paper. And some of you spent thousands for a piece of paper, didn't learn diddly squat. Give it life. Divisions are real estate, franchise, current business line of defense. Ray's rules give bonus cash credit for a reason. That way you can finance the corporation and write off everything you're trying to do and win and get rid of the excuses. Ultimate goal, step 24. So the next step is simple, 750. We got to fight for that. All right, got to be part of the program. We're going to work through the process. Going to do a rapid rescore. We're going to give you the holiday special, put you in the class every Saturday for 90 days, 750 guaranteed. Half price is $4.99. You get a $500 card back to you. So the bottom line is you got your money back and you got a 750 score. And never forget the classes start at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every Saturday. Paying for a corporation, come on. CPA, an attorney, incorporating service. You didn't learn any diddly squat. I learned at 9.5 corporations for free. You just pay a little filing fee. California currently is waiving the fee till June of next year. Stop being a sheep. Learn for yourself what you get to do. Starter package up to $1 million. Rebuild the credit. Rapid score. Articles also tax ID. Set up in level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday. It's discounted half price of $9.99 today during the broadcast. 5,000 of credit back to you. That's 5 times your investment. From there, you got millionaire in the making. Usually 5,000 for 25,000. Make up that for you. Today it's $24.99. And I'm giving you 10 times your investment back to you as I build you up and away. Bottom line is that's to take away all your excuses. It's called Zell. Ray Reynolds recipient. Ray@raisecredit.com. And in the message, always put what you Zell for. See, all of you should be and could be corporate millionaires. Banks and grocery stores, Sam's Club, Geico, and cities do this in front of you. They use subsidiaries. My solution is divisions in the beginning for you. Stop bringing the pain home. All right, become a certified CFO and reprogram your brain into millionaire status. Always using my blueprint. See it, believe it, go get it. See, we got to stay safe and strong today. We got to do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. So today, anything I offered you is good now. When I'm done talking, call sales. They're worth the best deal they can, but they can't give everything I give to you. It's 800-510-3338. All right, step 25. Our goal is to never bring the pain home. Ultimate goal is going to be up to you. So today, as far as I'm concerned, all we got to do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And never forget at the end of the day, God loves us all.